Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's 5:00 Big News, and we're outside Wythenshawe police station. It's Justice Community Protection Camp, and we decided just to do a quick review on what's buzzing in our part of the town.
So what, you want to go later to do?
I'm not bothered, I'm not bothered.
We've got a few guests here. John, would you like to tell us what's buzzing in our part of the town? What's buzzing at Justice Community Protection Camp? Have you got any news to share?
Why, tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're going to be taking to the streets, the main street where everything happens in Manchester, the middle of it, down Market Street, right near Piccadilly Gardens, and we're going to have fun. We're going to do an enormous piss take of all that just bad stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
You start a new campaign, I think, called something like Against the Bastards, right? Well, no matter how much arguing about who's been naughty or people who are causing the problem for the rest of us, we know who the real absolute utter bastards are, right? So if we have a dig at them, we can't not be doing something right. So anyway, there's things like if people are trying to destroy the earth that we depend on, to live, and render it uninhabitable, you can't not be doing something right by turning out and having a good old rant. So we're having an open mic session from like 9 o'clock in the morning till who knows when, maybe until the batteries run out or people get bored, or I don't know what. There'll be performers anyway, as well as people just getting up and making speeches. We're going to have entertainment and sing songs and maybe live music. I'm hoping to develop this into something much more like street theatre, jugglers, fire breathers, whatever, right, and anyway, the thing is, this has to be kind of mixed in with something of like political content, man, right? It's not just a glorified karaoke session. Things need to be said. People need to be informed about stuff and encouraged to think about why the world is the way it fucking is. we have to be, just not content to sit back and watch Coronation Street, or in my case Star Trek, but okay, we've got to do something more than what we've been doing and just stop putting up with it. That famous thing from that American film about some chap in the media, it's called Network, right, where he just ends up screaming, says, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not putting up with it." Well, okay, maybe it's time for a bit of that, right? Maybe with the less kind of mad eyes. We don't want to frighten people, but we've got to just do something to encourage people to realise that putting up with it is not going to be an option anymore while they're destroying the planet we live on, that we need to survive, yeah? And our kids and grandkids and the rest of them, right? And there's no reason why we should. There's no reason why we need to carry on being shat on. Okay, so let's just come out to the streets of Manchester and say something, do something more than nothing.
Okay. So what time is it going to be?
9 o'clock in the morning until
and it's Market Street, Manchester.
Yeah. So we're aiming maybe at least till closing time of the shops, at least 5 o'clock. Right, so anytime, you don't have to be there from the start. Just come along and join in. Maybe get a bunch of leaflets that you agree with, right? If you actually read the stuff, right? And then maybe join in, dishing them out, talking to people, like become informed, talk to other people, spread the word, yeah?
Yeah.
Particularly, a lot of the people involved with this event are people who've been involved with the Barton Moss anti-fracking actions and the ridiculous situation there with the police stitching people up, even knowing that that they're being filmed or videoed on live stream, right? Well, so that some bent copper is actually advertising to the world that he's corrupt, right? And still he went and did it. And obviously, well, a lot of that stuff was going on And we need to get out there, talk to people about it, become informed and talk some more, spread the word, and actually maybe, just think a bit more and do some more talking about what kind of world we want to create. Like, it's not enough simply for people who govern us to become aware that we're not happy anymore and simply allow them to provide yet another of their solutions that are not really solutions. We have to start governing ourselves.
Well, apparently they can't find any solution. That's why we're still going downwards. And it's not a recession, it's a robbery, isn't it? So, John, what do you think about the bankers, actually banksters? Why have they not been arrested so far and jailed for crimes against humanity, for funding crimes against humanity? What's your opinion?
See, that again is just another example of those who rule over us providing what they pretend are solutions to the problems, which turn out to be not really solutions, right? We no matter what anybody believes that genuine progress could possibly be, there can only be one alternative to a lack of progress. So if he starts making the effort to talk to people to find a solution, a genuine solution, just keep doing it, right? It's impossible not to evolve, because evolution happens. Yeah? When you find yourself walking into a quagmire and going round in circles and not really getting anywhere, right, there cannot be any alternative to putting up with the same old crap other than to find a genuine escape route. And if everything else that we've tried so far involves being governed, ruled over by people who are encouraged, to become corrupt and to become confused even, right, into believing they're doing us a favour by governing us, well, maybe in the end, there isn't really an alternative other than to start bringing our responsibilities for what we do with our lives a bit closer to home.
Yeah. And the last question, what do you think about England going into war, UK going into war? I mean, what do you think about the army? Why England goes into war? Why? Do you know what I mean? I still don't know the answer. So, what's your opinion? Why do we have wars?
Well, I'm sure I don't know the answer as to maybe which wars are necessary. I'm darn certain, if Adolf Hitler was on the shores of the coast at Dover, right, trying to invade, I like to think I would have been amongst those people who are saying, oh, okay, we need to do something, and if this bunch of bastards like Churchill and the rest of them, right, who are part of the problem worldwide, but they're going to fight against Hitler, well, okay, I'll have to face in the same direction, with my weaponry against these bastards that Churchill was facing. And then what a surprise if a greater threat appeared from somewhere else. Like if the Martians were going to invade and then Adolf is ready with his gun, right, I'll be going, right on Adolf, right, I'll stop being bothered about you for the moment, I'll have a pop at the greater threat. No matter what it is. It doesn't mean I have to join Adolf, but it means, okay, you simply have to identify the greatest threat. So, okay, if there's a problem, a genuine military problem, okay, if this country is going to be invaded, then I sort of suspect, okay, I would join in with people, putting up some kind of resistance to the greatest threat. I know very well, though, surely we all must have learned the lesson by now, or we're on the way to it, that we are manipulated into believing what threats are when there are none. I mean, it's happened a few times now. Now, the Falklands is pretty well an obvious one, but an even more obvious than that, to me at least, is, it's becoming pretty obvious we are manipulated into contributing to other people's problems. Right? This country exports poverty, it exports murder weapons and torture equipment. This country exports pollution, climate change, and gives people, you know, a reason to want to run away from the problems this country creates. Like when we're supplying murder weapons and torture equipment to fascist thugs, right, then they run away, they become refugees, and they can get accused of being spongers and scroungers and stuff, right, okay? You know, anyway, I've got a whole bunch of shit to follow on from that, so
yeah, so if you want to hear all John's story, you need to come tomorrow from 9 o'clock as early as you can and stick with him all day.
Right.
Market Square, Market Street, Manchester. I'll go to Damien now. Damien. No.
Give him a rest.
No, he's here. Right, see, we've got anonymous guy here. He's gonna talk about, Chrissy, come here. Come here. You were yesterday in Blackpool.
I was.
Could you tell us a little bit about it? What were you doing in Blackpool?
I'm not really sure.
I mean, during the first 2 hours. Focus on the first 2 hours.
I was meeting a few friends and went for a pint with Ander and caught up a bit and Jamie, and then we went down to his hotel, and we had coffee and downstairs. And
what was the reason of us going to Manchester, to Blackpool?
There was a conference about fracking, which I thought we were going into, but I didn't realise it was a ticket-only event and we were waiting outside. But I didn't really want to be stuck in a conference, I just wanted to see the guys. So and I thought Town was going to be there and we're going to have music and fun day, like, but that's happening tomorrow.
So we had a few public representatives inside the public, inside the building, and we're not allowed to be there.
We had this guy as well that was apparently studying a student in Stockholm, and he was in the conference. Well, he's an English guy, and he got all the information, came out with all the information. Even Tina and people like that weren't allowed in this conference. So I heard about the conference, and it was basically they invited all the representatives from the corporates, but they'd handpick people, so all the votes were biased and all the votes went against for fracking. And it was basically seemed to be a conference about persuading everybody that fracking was good. But you know, we all know.
So what's your opinion on fracking?
Cut the long story short. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Do you know what? I don't care about. All I know is if you put a drill 5 miles down into the ground and fracture the earth up, that is mental. And you don't really need to say any more than that.
Yeah.
I think fracking is basically a plot to destroy the water supply. I don't think it's anything about gas. I think they've got into the main aquifers in the country, the biggest aquifers in the country, the first ones they've gone into, 4 of them, the biggest aquifers in the country.
Yeah, so I need to get back on.
The one they're in at Nottingham is 55 miles to Buxton, and it's Buxton water. There's an underground river goes 55 miles from that one at Nottingham to Buxton. And then there's lakes underground and everything, and that's the Buxton water. Which is the water I drink every day. Because I collect my water, I live in that area and I collect my water from Buxton Well, from St Anne's Well at Buxton. St Anne, St Anne.
Paul was asking how he got arrested the other morning.
Pardon?
Apparently people know you've been arrested.
We're not going back to that, I told you about that on the last
okay.
live stream.
Let's go, Richard. We've got Richard here as well. Richard, why are you here?
I'm here to support various campaigns, including the Justice to Granger campaign, the fracking campaign at the moment, and many other issues, including the
So what's the main
mass
issue?
robbery of the poor in this country by the state and by the banks and by every other corporate body that exists.
So what's the main issue for you? I mean, just regarding this
personally,
campaign,
I have no main issue. I just feel that everybody should resist as strongly as possible whatever's going on.
Everything, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Boris, I just did want to say something about that arrest. Just one thing I'd like to say about that arrest. Basically, it was my turn, you know. I was never arrested at Bournemouth, you know. I managed not to be. They really wanted me for a long time. I kept running from them. Somehow, I managed not to be arrested, even though their greatest efforts were trying to arrest me. And it was my turn, you know what I mean?
Oh, Chrissy, by the way, do you know that I think it was you who managed to get into the BBC?
Get into the BBC, what are you talking about?
I mean, there was an article that a lady... Richard, see ya. Thank you, John. Yeah.
See you soon.
I think you've managed to get into the BBC. There was an
Nice
article
talking to you, John.
on the BBC website saying that somebody has threatened someone at Nottingham. So apparently
well,
you've made it into the BBC, was
no
it you?
threats, man, no threats. No threats, man. The BBC came with
Are you
this
58?
MEP. The BBC came with an MEP, a woman who was standing for the European Parliament from the Green Party, and the BBC came with her. And I just said, I'm not talking to the BBC. The BBC, they never report anything anyway that we say, and at Bournemouth, none of us would speak to the BBC, and I wouldn't speak to them there either. I didn't want to talk to them. I asked them, well, you're here, we're reporting on this, are you actually going to report anything we say? Because you don't usually. And, well, apparently it was a political programme on a Sunday. We never get a true representation. Nobody telling the truth ever gets true representation on the BBC. And I just said, it's a waste of time talking to you. Well, if that's a threat, I don't understand.
So do you agree that the BBC is another brainwashing, child molesting corporation?
Absolutely. What do you call it?
Brainwashing, child molesting,
BBC.
Jimmy Savile's Private Army.
Jimmy Savile's Private Army.
So, anything else?
Yeah, I'm having a wonderful time here outside with the Wythenshawe police station in the rain.
Oh yeah, we had 200 honks within 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, we've got massive
We're
support.
having lots of support, massive support, and it's absolutely wonderful to be in a position to be supporting Boris again for a change, because that, you know, I've always wanted to be with you everywhere, Boris, but I've always been too busy doing everything else. You know, I would have been camping at GMP headquarters with you if I'd been able to, and I would have been down at Swinton with you if I'd had a chance. Yeah. And now I have the chance to
do it,
to be here with you, supporting you.
So if anybody
you
fancies,
just did it all on your own, you know what I mean? Of course, Damien, wonderful man, star. Right on, man.
So if anybody wants to support us, we had our gardening needs being met recently. So the council has cut all the grass, so it's all cut, neat and tidy. So if you have a tent and fancy joining us,
it doesn't rain every day; it just rains every other day.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day yesterday. Blackpool. Oh, the sand, man. The sand. I did walk into the sea. And I won't coming back either.
Loads of support, loads of support.
Yeah, I went to the seaside. I had the sand between my toes. I walked out into the sea. My skirt up round.
Excellent. So, what's your opinion about the police, and do you think that the media exposes police corruption?
They're completely corrupt, and no, it never does.
As media? Are
no,
they
never
corrupt as media?
exposes
No,
police
nothing.
corruption. No, it doesn't. They're completely corrupt. They're privately run, and well, it's wicked. The people that come up to us here, I mean, those lads yesterday.
So, if you had a chance to arrest a person and send him to for life to prison, who would it be?
Police.
Police.
All the police.
Piece of the hay.
All of them.
Right.
And those that haven't been assaulting anybody, they're as bad because they're protecting the ones that have and murdering people and stuff. And you know,
you just couldn't make it up.
you couldn't push it.
Yeah.
And have you told them about you on your swing at Blackpool?
Right, RGMP.
Swinging out to sea in your t-shirts.
Yeah. Loads of support.
Anyway,
Anyway, RGMP fit for
I'm staying here
purpose.
tonight. I'm staying
Yeah.
here tonight.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll watch our live casts later on. Thank you for watching.